Big Dog, 97.9. Let's begin.
We start with our first laugh. Lliza Shalesinger talking about millennial cutoff age.
I'm a millennial. I am 35. Which means I was born in 1983, which means I am right at the cutoff. Okay, so I am a millennial, but I am an elder. Yes, gather round the snack chat, children. I'll tell you the tale of the landline. When I was a young girl, I once sent a text message from a sidekick. I remember when Skechers were invented. They were ugly then, and they're ugly now. In high school, we danced to a band called Sugar Ray.
For the weekend, and I used one of the paper ass gaskets.
A what?
You know what I'm talking about? The paper ass gasket.
An ass gasket?
Yeah. It's on the wall. It's the little really thin paper thing that you put down on the toilet.
Oh, yes.
It provides a gasket between the toilet seat and your ass.
Yeah, okay.
Ass gasket.
I am now forever going to be calling them ass gaskets.
I use a paper ass gasket, which, it's public toilet seat. It's not very thick, but you feel a little more protected.
You feel like somehow that paper that is paper thin is protecting you from whatever creatures are lying on that toilet seat.
I at least convince myself it does. And I get up. What I do realize is we got to make them out of something a little thicker, a little better, because I stand up after performing my duty there, and oh man, the gasket's stuck to me.
I have had mine stuck to me before.
Yeah. So
at least a little.
I peel off the gasket, throw it in the toilet.
So it made a good seal.
It did. It did make a good seal, no doubt about it. Anyway, I get home. We go. Got no kids that night.
Oh.
Yeah. Kids are staying somewhere else. So you know what? You know what I'm thinking.
Yep.
And we go back to the bedroom when we get home. And my wife says, "What is that?" And pieces, like little bitty confetti all over my butt, are still stuck to me. I'm still wearing part of the paper ass gasket. I had no idea.
You still had a little bit of the gasket left.
I still had a little bit of the gas. I didn't clean it off appropriately. And that ensued laughter. Evidently, it's not romantic.
Not having, ass gasket remnants.
I guess it's not sexy, they say.
That you were being protective.
Yeah, I thought I was just, hey, baby, I'm being clean. Anyway, that's not the way she saw it. She thought it was funny, though, so I thought I would share it with you.
Make sure you pre-check to make sure you've cleaned, which is always appropriate no matter what kind of gasket you use.
Yes.
And when replacing, is to make sure you properly clean
off the old one.
The old one.
Yes.
Before ever,
100%. That applies.
Big Dog, 97.9, time for
the Morning BJ. Jules, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Oh, what do we got today?
What do you call a rooster staring at a pile of lettuce?
I don't know, but you're holding your stomach already, so it must be great.
It's a chicken Caesar salad.
She can't control herself.
It's good stuff.
Very good, Jules. Thank you.
The Chris Purple Hayes and Bobby Show.
Big Dog, 97.9. Yesterday, I discovered that you have a P chair in your house.
Yeah.
A P chair that has survived 2 moves with your wife, and I could not believe that it had survived this move. And basically, the backstory, if you did not hear this yesterday, Bobby informed me, I learned this on the show yesterday, that an adult man, well, kind of a man. You were 21-ish?
Yeah. Yeah. 21-ish is good. It's college. It was college.
It's an old chair. It's a $5 chair.
It was an old chair when I bought it at a yard sale for $5.
And this guy, got drunk.
Yeah.
Peed in it.
Yeah.
Bobby keeps it. Along the way, has gotten married. And has moved this several times, 2 different times into different houses. He still has the chair. His wife... it's a shock that didn't realize it. And then it survived this move. Well, I posted it on a video. And I get in this morning, and you're giving me a look.
You blew my cover, dude.
And I knew this was going to happen because I got a message last night. We both did, actually.
Yeah, she tagged me. I was in it, too.
It was, so I completely forgot that happened.
Yeah.
And I went, oops. I'm going to get a talking to.
Look what you did. Look what you've done. You're going to end up costing me my good recliner that doesn't really recline anymore. This incident happened before I knew my wife. She wasn't there for the party. So I know she's heard it before from other friends or something. But it's possible that she didn't know it was true. She maybe thought it was just a joke. Or, as she said to us, I had forgotten.
And I think ultimately the reason she forgot is because she's probably thinking, surely that's not the chair that was peed in, and he's bringing it with him.
But no, we talked about this, and I brought up my pee chair. And, but you've made a really big deal out of it, and now you've blown my cover. So I think you're going to have to help me move it out of the house. I would say its days are numbered, is my guess.
I hate that I've done that to you.
You're going to have to help me carry it.
Kind of makes you wonder, I just can't believe it had survived this long.
I think it's my last remaining piece of furniture of my own,
Well, you got to hold on to at least one item, right?
Myself. I think it's basically...
is that what you get?
She's kept me. That was the only part of my previous life that she allowed to keep in the house, I guess.
Kind of makes you wonder, does anybody else have like a pee chair? Well, a pee chair.
I bet somebody else has a pee chair.
But
yeah, or had one.
What I mean by a pee chair, does somebody have that one item that if you're surprised your wife has allowed you to keep?
If they do, it's probably in the garage. And if I'm going to keep the pee chair, that's probably where it's destined to end up as well.
Almost died yesterday. I really did. I thought I was going to. And you'll never believe what about ended it for me. And I think it would be so embarrassing.
You keep saying that like it's not your typical you didn't like escape the railroad tracks just in time or anything like that.
No. I'm kind of curious if anybody's got any odd things. Something strange that they've almost been killed by, or death by this blank. Death by blank. That is bizarre or weird or out of the ordinary. Because this happened to me yesterday. I'm jumping on the interstate, flying down the interstate at, 70 miles an hour.
Exactly the speed limit, I'm sure.
On the nose, set the cruise at 70 when I go.
Of course. He follows the speed limit on the on-ramp seat. He only does whatever that says.
45, I think, is what it says.
We think.
I think. Is there a speed limit for the on-ramps?
I think the on-ramps, off-ramps have like something.
I know the off-ramp does because they don't want you going flying off the corner.
Yeah, I know, but I don't like the people that immediately follow them. Anyway.
So I jump on the interstate. I'm driving 70 miles an hour on the interstate.
Yeah.
Cruising along. And all of a sudden, I look down. As I look down, I see this thing. I don't have time to recognize really what it is, but it's on the middle of my steering wheel. I'm like, as I go, mouth opens up a little bit. This thing jumps, boom, right into my mouth. Needless to say, I'm driving 70 miles an hour on the interstate. This thing that I'm not for sure, my brain hasn't really processed what it is yet, just jumps in my mouth. So I got to get this thing out.
Yeah.
It was a grasshopper.
I kind of wondered if it was a grasshopper, yeah.
My car has been shut up the whole time. I can't remember the last time I had maybe, unless it jumped in when I opened the door to get in.
Could have, yeah.
It needed a ride?
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's been in my car.
Really? I leave my windows cracked to
Mine
keep
are
it from
not.
getting to you. Never do that, huh?
Well, I didn't that day. But yeah, almost death by grasshopper.
Yeah, that would have been a bad way to go.
My story. Yeah. Because needless to say, I'm glad there was no cars like quite around me or beside me or anything, because it was like this.
How much were you swerving when you were?
Probably a lot. Because it's all of a sudden you see something right there and then it jumps.
Yeah.
And it right in my mouth.
Was it one of the big hardy ones too?
Yeah, it was a good. So it also, needless to say, as this grasshopper jumps in my mouth, it's like sticking to my lips and my tongue.
Their legs are weird.
I literally thought I was going to swallow it.
Oh, sure.
And then I just hope it didn't, because they poop. So I don't know if it pooped in my mouth.
Well, as long as you
So maybe I am going to die from a grasshopper. Some poop poisoning from a grasshopper.
I don't think you can. I don't know. I would assume you can probably eat them. You would have probably been
such a horrible experience.
That's one of the weirder ones I've ever heard, though.
Right in my mouth.
This grasshopper was just hitchhiking.
Yeah, right there. Because it startled me. I was cruising along, and all of a sudden, and I didn't have, I knew what it was as it was in, but.
Imagine what he's thinking. He was just trying to pick up a ride, and then he's just cruising on the steering wheel until you screamed, and he's like, escape, cave, there's a cave. Boom, boom.
Now, I never said I screamed.
I think he probably did. I think it was probably pretty shrill.
Did never say. Never said I screamed. But I'd be curious. Is there anything weird like that? Death by I almost died from me? Grasshopper.
Yeah, yours would be grasshopper.
Not your typical thing.
I bet a lot of people have good ones. Yeah. If you do, let us know. 659-9797.
You can also share it at Chris Purple A's and Bobby Show on our Facebook page.
Are y'all ready, kids?
Ha! What a dumbass.
Dumbass.
What the hell's your problem, you dumbass?
What a dumbass.
Great moment there, dumbass.
It doesn't sound like this guy's an animal rights person, just an idiot or a dumbass. 38-year-old George Paul Jones. Not that one. It's basically somebody who really liked the Beatles. And,
yeah.
Then once...
I hope his brother's name was John Ringo.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Then once he was in, he opened up a bunch of cages and let them free. That is dogs. He broke into an animal shelter in Abilene, Texas on Friday morning. A big place, about 150 dogs. So he set 150 dogs free.
That is a lot.
This place.
Yeah.
In a Disney movie, that would be perfect.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great.
You're the hero.
But in real life, it didn't go well, and the dogs started fighting.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
A few were injured, and sadly, one dog didn't make it.
Really? Ow.
At least 9 others ran off and had to be rounded up. It's still not clear if they found them all. They did find George, though, because he stole a van from the shelter and drove it away.
A clearly marked getaway vehicle.
Someone found it 3 miles away with his wallet and ID in it.
Oh, good.
He left it behind.
Yeah. That's a tough thing to leave at the crime scene.
Cops thought he abandoned the van, but he hadn't. While they were there looking, he actually snuck back in and snagged the wallet.
Really?
But they caught up to him finally nearby. He's sneaky.
He must be.
Got some serious ninja skills.
Or they had some terrible watch,
This is a Disney movie.
You're playing. Yeah. Yeah.
He still had the van keys on him, so it's kind of obvious that, he's the one that stole it. He's facing charges on burglary, animal cruelty, and theft of a motor vehicle.
Sounds like quite the escapade this man went on, doesn't it?
Quite a night.
Be free, my friends.
Oh, crap. They're fighting.
Yeah.
I must run.
I got to get away. Oh, there's a van. Yeah. This is real. But he does sound like a very sneaky guy, sneaking into the animal shelter, sneaking back into the van.
Probably inspired by a Disney movie.
He must have been. But Disney movies are indeed make-believe, you dumbass.
What a dumbass.
Wow, that made a mess in real life. Would have made a hell of a movie.
Yeah. Disney went animated, of course.
In fact, we already know what to call it, thanks to my list today.
Oh, perfect.
Top 6 titles for the movie about the dogs that busted out of their shelter.
Okay.
Ready?
Oh, yes.
Number 6, The Paul Shank Redemption.
Very good. I like that.
Number 5, Inglorious Wagsters.
That's good.
Number 4, The Wolves of Wall Street.
Perfect, actually, yeah.
3, The Fast and the Furriest.
All right, that one's a stretch, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 2, Raiders of the Lost Bark. All right. Top 6 titles for the movie about all the dogs that busted out of the shelter. Number 1, You've Got Tail. It's a love story.
It is, yes.
They break free. They fall in love.
They've been looking at that one girl across the way for weeks.
There's your top 6 list today.
You're listening to the Chris Purple Hayes and Bobby Show.
Big Dog, 97.9. Rocklahoma this weekend. Big Dog app. Got the Dog Pound email. We're doing a lot here. We will have a lot of tickets again tomorrow as well, just to give you a heads up. But I'm not even spinning the wheel today.
We've got something really good.
We're going to play a game called Little Kid or Drunk Adults.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to start with caller number 5 on the rock line, 6599797. Now, here's how it's going to work. I've got eight opportunities to win tickets.
We could give away 8 pairs of tickets this morning.
8 pairs of tickets right here, right now. If each person gets this right along the way, 8 pairs of tickets, because you just got to answer it correct. If you get it wrong, we'll move on to the next caller, and they get it. If we get it, you get it right, we'll still move on to the next caller and do it again.
Yep.
But starting now, through these 8 opportunities to win Rocklahoma tickets for this weekend.
We will play a bit of audio. It will describe a scenario. You will guess, did a little kid do this or did a drunk adult do this?
Yes.
It's that simple. Little kid or drunk adults.
We'll start with caller number 5 on the rock line, 6599797, to win the Rocklahoma tickets with the Big Dog 97.9.
Chris Purple Hayes and Bobby. Big Dog 97.9. The Chris Purple Hayes and Bobby Show.
Big Dog, what's your name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, are you ready to play Little Kid or Drunk Adult?
Yes.
You sound so unsure. Come on, you got to pull
Totally
this
unsure.
together. Rocklahoma tickets on the line here. You ready, Jennifer?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
I pooped on a firefighter.
I pooped on a firefighter.
That's good. What do you think,
A
Jennifer?
drunk adult.
Drunk adult.
Drunk adult.
Okay.
Let's find out and find out the scenario of this.
Yeah.
I was a little kid.
Oh.
My mom had set up a trip to the local fire department, and I was like so excited, but I wasn't really feeling good at the time when we had to go, and I didn't want my mom to change her mind and not let me go, so I just never said anything. And I'm all dressed up in my best little dress, and when it's our time to get our picture taken on the fire truck, I start to feel this gurgle, and a fireman picks me up and puts me on his lap and kind of juggled me a bit, and my bowels just let loose. Yeah, I hooked him down with some dirty water, and that is not a good photo.
No, that wouldn't be.
I bet it's a great photo. I mean, not for her. It's great for everyone else.
Well, I'm sorry, Jennifer. That was a little kid, not a drunk adult. Unfortunately, not going to be able to hook you up with the Rocklahoma tickets this time.
Okay.
All right.
But I can try again.
Yeah.
Keep trying.
All right, thanks.
Big Dog, what's your name?
Aaron.
Whoa, we're in a cave and an echo.
Echo, sorry, I was in the wrong room.
Okay. What's your name again?
Better?
Yes.
Aaron.
Aaron.
All right, Aaron. We're going to play Little Kid or Drunk Adult. Chris will play a clip for you. You tell us if it was a little kid or a drunk adult.
Awesome.
Listen close.
So I took a big swig of furniture polish and had to go to the emergency room.
You think that's a little kid or a drunk adult?
I would hope that would be a little kid.
You would hope so, right?
Yeah, I do too. Let's see.
I was a little kid. I was bored one day and started smelling all my mom's cleaning supplies. I came upon some furniture polish that smelled delicious, so I drank it. I threw up almost immediately.
God.
My mom heard the commotion and rushed me to the ER.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Smelled delicious.
That's why you keep all that stuff locked up. You
That's
never
right.
know.
That's right. Well,
Yeah.
Aaron, you guessed it correctly. So you, my friend, are going to Rocklahoma.
Who's hooking you up with the Rocklahoma tickets and playing Everything That Rocks?
Good dog on 10.9.
All right, congratulations, Aaron. We got more little kid or drunk adult to play.
I love this game.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Little kid or drunk adult, Rocklahoma tickets up for grabs. Call now, 659-9797. Big Dog, 97.9, just handed out, I think, 5 out of 8.
We had several winners. Yeah. Did really well.
4 out of 7.
Oh, okay. 50-50.
Yeah.
Not bad. That's a little more even. My math, not good. That's better than 50%. Can't tell you the exact number. You got more chances to win Rocklahoma tickets happening right here tomorrow morning.
Yes.
And more today with the Big Dog mobile app.
There will be multiple in the Big Dog app today, so make sure you've got the Big Dog app and make sure you have the notifications turned on, and you'll have an opportunity to win some that way as well. So multiple opportunities.
That was fun today. Little kid or drunk adult. That was a blast.
Yeah. Good. Some pretty good guesses because I would have got, I think, a majority of those wrong.
Yeah, some of them are really tough.
Here's Rich Glitter.
This is not headline news. Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd will appear in a movie together. It's called Saturday Night Almost Dead. NBC may reduce the hours they program in prime time, which raises the question, are 12 Law and Orders enough? Papa John's has come out with a pizza shaped like a football, fitting since their pizza tastes like cowhide leather. And officials in Spain want women to swim topless to fight discrimination. I'm not supposed to editorialize, but fight on, ladies. Fight on. This is not headline news.
7.9. More Rocklahoma tickets going to be happening tomorrow. We do have some in the Big Dog app that we're going to be doing, so make sure that you check that out and make sure you have that. Can't wait. It's going to be some fun times.
Dog Pound, that helps too. Sign up if you haven't already.
Encourage you to check out Chris Purple's Bobby Show on Facebook. And, of course, we do have the story of where I escaped death yesterday after a grasshopper jumped in my mouth while driving, so I almost had death by grasshopper. What other weird...
I think it would have been death by car wreck by grasshopper, right?
It would have been caused by the grasshopper, though.
Yeah, he's the root cause, I suppose.
Death by grasshopper. That would have been my leading thing.
Yeah. I can imagine how terrible a grasshopper in your mouth it probably is.
So bad. Because I didn't know for sure it was a grasshopper.
Right.
I only saw the grasshopper for a split second as it was jumping in my mouth.
Did you have a little bit of fear that this was like one of those alien movies where something just had taken you over?
My brain freaked out.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what it was. It's all of a sudden this thing's jumping in.
Surprises in the mouth are never good.
Are you ready, kids?
Ha! What a dumbass.
Dumbass.
What the hell's your problem, you dumbass?
What a dumbass.
Great moment there, dumbass.
All right, this one's going to be a little different maybe. All right. Because Brits are lacking knowledge about their health, including blood types, BMI, heart rates, and etc.
You know your BMI?
No.
I don't either. I don't even want to.
Just hold on.
Okay.
37% were very confident they could name their own blood type. 24% know their BMI, which I think that part is impressive.
Yes.
23% know their resting heart rate.
Okay.
When it comes to identifying organs, though, within the body,
that trips them up.
63% reckon they could probably point out where their heart and their brain are located.
63. I think I probably can.
Yeah. There's quite a few that couldn't even do that, where your brain and your heart is. But my favorite out of this whole thing, it's a very strange survey.
Yeah, it is.
Britain has found that just over 50%, 55% of people are confident that they could identify where their rectum is. So that means 45% of Britons are not confident they could notice or identify where their rectum is.
Look, a third of them didn't know where their brain was, so I'm not sure we should be surprised by this. I find it funny that we're going to do this, but today we will call the entire island of England dumbasses.
What a dumbass.
1.9 point of the show. We find out what we learned on the show today. Bobby, what did you learn on the show today?
You had a very unpleasant mouth surprise yesterday.
Yeah, I did.
Chris was driving. Grasshopper jumps right in his mouth while he's driving. Nearly caused him to wreck. By the way, we do this pretty regularly. He texts me shortly after.
Yeah.
And usually he gives me no background or anything. It's just a reminder. Make sure I tell you about this tomorrow morning. And that's how we prep for our show a lot of times. So that's what I get.
It was
Make
basically
sure my near-death experience. We talk about my near-death experience. So, okay. I will make sure we do that. I'm so glad we have. Crappy scenario. But we have asked you, what weird thing has almost killed you? Surely there's some out there. There are a lot of people at Chris Purple Haze and Bobby Show on Facebook laughing about your experience, but they need to share some more of their own.
I'd like to know I'm not the only person that almost died from something weird and bizarre.
Yeah. What did you learn today?
I learned that one great name that I did not ever think of, the paper ass gasket.
Right.
That you created. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Which is the toilet coverings at public restrooms.
Is there a real name for those? I don't know what it is.
I don't either. It's
paper ass gasket.
I love it. So from now on, that's what it's called. Yeah. And two, a part of that there were pieces of the paper ass gasket apparently left on your body. Mm-hmm. Your wife discovered them.
Mm-hmm. Private time with the wife.
And she discovered that you had still pieces of the paper ass gasket not quite cleaned off.
What are you doing? You farting confetti or what is this?
It's a party. Surprise.
All right, let's share one more laugh. What do we got?
Pete Holmes on looking smart at a museum.
When I'm at a museum, I'm not looking at a painting to appreciate it. I'm staring at it, trying to figure out how long is appropriate for this one. So when I walk away, the other people watching me aren't like, well, he didn't get it at all. So I make my serious face. I go, But up top, I'm just like, Honey Nut Cheerios! But when I'm at the museum and I find the name brands, when I find the Picassos, when I find the Monets, I feel good. I'm like, these are the good ones. People are going to ask if I saw these. I'm going to buy magnetic representations of these to prove that I wasted my day here.